Welcome back to Fashion is Art. Make sure before we get started with this video that you like and subscribe to the channel so that you're updated and notified whenever we drop a new video. A couple days ago, it was reported that a 16-year-old was robbed and beaten senseless for his lost and found Jordans. All too common and something that we've seen a lot of, to where it's fairly commonplace. But the thing that kind of surprised you the most is the people who did it. It looks like they were 3 teen muggers that took part in this, stealing the shoes off his feet. And the kids, it appears to be they'd be around his age. Ideally, again, we can't really tell with the video or the images that were given out, but safe to say you could probably assume that was the case. Now what I'm going to do, before we kind of give like a viewpoint and thoughts on this whole situation, I'm going to read the whole article from New York Daily News so we can get more input. A 16-year-old boy was pummeled unconscious on a Harlem street by a crew of heartless teen muggers who then stole the sneakers off his feet, police said Thursday. The victim was standing in front of a McDonald's on Broadway near West 145th about 9:15 p.m. Saturday when the crew ran up on him and jumped him, police said. The crooks beat and kicked the teen until he lost consciousness and swiped the pricey footwear off his feet before running off, cops said. They have not been caught. Medics took the teen to Harlem Hospital where he was treated and released. Cops on Thursday released surveillance images of the sneaker stealers in the hope someone recognizes them. So they're still out there. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers, that whole thing. So with that, Couple Clock also posted this with the images of the smugglers a couple days ago, and the comments are what you would expect. Most majority of people are calling them broke boys, soft boys, sucker boys, because you think about it, the lost and found ones, when someone's already wearing them, are really only going to be worth like 300, 350, anywhere in that range, right? Split that up 3 ways. What are you walking with? $100, 125, 150. It's really not much incentive to have done this in the first place, right? I mean, that's what we would all say. That's what we say from the outside looking in. Now, this is not me trying to like play devil's advocate or give the muggers a pass, because that's not what we're doing here. But we have to understand that the times that we are living in, people are desperate, very desperate. A little bit more backstory. When these boys, you're growing up and you don't have much, and you see people can afford these really nice shoes, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to want to grind harder, grind smarter, like do whatever you can to achieve that for yourself, or you're going to be envious and you're going to want to take it for yourself. There's really only 2 ways. That's just how it is. They're desperate. So when you're out and about, even as young as 16 years old, you've got to be prepared with something. You got to have some sort of pepper spray, some sort of weapon on you to protect yourself, because we're at the point where it's like we can't go outside wearing nice things, right? Because of what might happen to us or to people we care about. People will get shot for Jordans on the regular, and it was reported too that these crimes are going up rampant throughout the world. There was just a video in LA where this man took a Rolex off this dude's hand, leaving a restaurant in broad daylight. Broad daylight. I'd never seen that happen before in my life. But that's just kind of how things are. So when you purchase these shoes, there's 2 things that I would recommend for just specifically people who are wanting to have some nice fashion, but also not risk their lives for it. I like to keep in mind, if you want to get really nice shoes, even if you can't afford it, maybe think about purchasing reps. Maybe think about purchasing UA. Now, that doesn't mean you go out, you wear these shoes, and you pretend that it's that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to do that, but you also don't want to put yourself in the position where you pretend that they they are real, and then all of a sudden people are beating you up, stealing you for them. There's a lot of shoes that are worth a lot more than these, and that was one of the points that was being made in the comments is why are they wanting to steal these shoes so badly? They're not worth as much as some of the other ones. What they couldn't find those. It's again, it's the jealousy, it's the enviousness, it's the covetousness that you got to look out for. Uh, so yeah, make sure you look into if it's realistic and a better option to just buy UA or reps and just roll with them like that. You're not going to be seen as big of a target. But if you still want to wear some sort of nice shoe, that's the option. Obviously, the second option, protect yourself, and that's by any means necessary. You don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. That's the oldest rule in the book. And they're just making sure that you are very aware of your surroundings, aware of how things are happening. I'm sure that if he had noticed the way that these muggers were looking at him before they rolled up on him, you can kind of tell when people have some ulterior motives for you. I've been able to be in public situations in cities I'm not from, and I can tell when people are mean mugging me from afar, when people are trying to like bump into me or just move me off my center. Those are things you want to pick up pretty quickly because those are the type of people who will set you up, who will take advantage of you, who are trying to size you up in that moment so that later on they could take advantage of you and take something that you have. So those are the main things I want to keep in mind. Just stay safe out there, fellas. Very dangerous world, especially if you want to have your fashion game on point. There's going to be way more haters who can't afford it. Like, think about it. How many people are able to just drop a casual $200-$300 on some shoes? That's right. Not too many, especially when you're a teenager. I don't know about y'all, but I was a broke teenager. I maybe had $200-$300 to my name at a time. And that was making sure, I'm just functioning, put some gas in the tank, that sort of thing. So definitely keep those things in mind. And yeah, prayers out to that boy. I hope he has a swift recovery. That's something that no one should have to go through, especially over a pair of shoes, man. Shoes that aren't even that those crooks won't even get $300 for realistically. Because again, you gotta understand they're also stolen. Everyone knows they're looking for them in that city, so whoever's gonna get them is gonna just be taking them off their hands in a sense. But that's all I want to cover for in this video. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm out.